You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your early edition weekly spoilers for June 24th through the 28th. And guess what? Thomas Forrester is back. Right as Steffy needs allies, right as Hope is losing her ever-loving mind. There is so much to talk about. If you have not, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. And as we always do, with early edition spoilers, I'm going to tell you what's happening the rest of this week to set up those spoilers for next week. So by now, you should have seen at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you tuned out, didn't watch them, I'll catch you up real quick. The upshot is Brooke told Deacon about Hope's crush on Finn while Sheila Carter was eavesdropping. And basically, Steffy is really mad because Brooke is now a co-COO. She's CEO. She's in a leadership role, an executive role. And Katie is having some feelings for Bill, a little bit of low-key jealousy. She's trying to play it off, but she and Poppy are making hate eyes at each other. And Poppy tried to play nice with Lee, and Lee told her to go kick rocks. That brings us to Thursday, June 20th, 2024's episode. So Katie and Poppy are going to have another tense conversation. Poppy went over to the hospital today to see Lee Finnegan, basically saying, look, you know, I wasn't gold digging because I met Bill all that time ago and you ran the test. So you know it's the truth. Can't we just put the past behind us? You know, you're my big sister, blah, blah. And Lee Finnegan said, no, I don't think so. So that's the mood. Poppy is upset when she comes back to her house, Casa de la Spencer, and finds Katie there. Katie had been at the house with Bill chit-chatting, and then he had to go for a meeting at Spencer, but he told her to stay and finish her coffee, tea, whatever she was having. And I knew when he left, I was like, oh, Poppy's going to come in the door. And she does, and is not happy to see Katie in her home. For a happy hippie who's not materialistic, Poppy is definitely protecting her interest, and they're going to have another unpleasant conversation. Sheila is furious about Steffy keeping Finn from her, and what she sees is undue influence that Steffy has over her son. And I'm guessing the plotting is about to commence because on Friday, June 21st, 2024, a spoiler says Sheila makes it clear no one better mess with her. I feel like this is the day that Sheila is going to put some plan into place. Clearly, she's going to try and, get Steffy out of Finn's life, and that eavesdropping has given her an idea. But the big news for Friday is Thomas Forrester is back from Paris. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a full episode of him. I feel like, knowing how they like to do cliffhanger Fridays, we may get Thomas walking back in the door at work the last moments of the episode, but we'll see. But I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully the promo for next week at the end of Friday's episode will be Thomas. So Matthew Atkinson said he really appreciated the fans that were bummed that he'd been gone so long, that Thomas and Hope were on a break. And he said he appreciated the fandom. He was excited to be back at work, but things are not going to be like they were before. And that takes us to the early edition spoilers for June 24th to 28th. A few tidbits. So Thomas has returned, and he drops a bombshell on a huge change in his life. I mean, I know a lot of fans are hoping that Thomas is back and that he and Hope have that big reunion. But, I think Hope's going to be happy that Douglas is back. And I'm not sure how she's going to react to Thomas's return, because she is in a lust spiral where Finn is concerned. She's daydreaming about Finn the same way she used to daydream about Thomas. And I just wonder, I feel like her feelings for Thomas did this transference thing over to Finn. And with Thomas back, will they flip back? I don't know. Sheila definitely is not going to want Hope's feelings to flip back from Finn over to Thomas because she is plotting some matchmaking activities, looks like next week, to get Finn away from Steffy and put Hope in the midst, hopefully to break up that marriage. But Thomas's return might be a stumbling block for Sheila's scheme. We'll see how that goes. Steffy is going to be, I think, excited and have some trepidation about her brother's return. In terms of excited, Steffy and Thomas, neither one care much for their ex-stepmother, Brooke Logan. Steffy was furious that Ridge said, Brooke's going to be running the company with you now. Steffy tried to throw down an ultimatum, and Ridge would not accept it. And then Brooke, after she has said no, finally said yes. And I think it's mostly about protecting Hope. And of course, Hope was a loudspeaker during that meeting. Mom, take the job. Mom, take the job. Mom, take the job, because she knows how bad it will chap Steffy, and it did. So Steffy is probably hoping to have an ally in Thomas to fight against Brooke and the increasing Logan role at Forrester Creations. But I also suspect that Steffy wants Thomas to steer clear of Hope, and I wonder if her tune would change if she knew that Hope was lusting after her husband, or if Steffy, knowing Steffy, she would just tell Finn and Thomas both, stay away from Hope. And Katie is aggravated that Poppy is shoving her out of Bill's life with both hands. And I think she is going to start low-key trying to sabotage Poppy. And I don't even know if it's so much sabotaging as just letting Bill know what she's up to. But when Bill's a smitten kitten, he's willing to look past whatever the women in his life are doing. That's just, Bill historically. Brooke's plate gets fuller as she steps into her new leadership role at Forrester Creations. She's also dealing with Hope's crush, Steffy's anger, and now Thomas's return and what that means personally and professionally for Hope. Is he going to come back and, design on her line? What is this huge life change? I'm interested. Ridge is thrilled that Thomas is back, but he is going to press Thomas to accept Brooke's new role and not fight him about it, not, buy into Steffy's aggression about it. And I just feel like Thomas may find himself trapped between Ridge and Steffy and forced to choose sides. But we will see how it goes. Those are all of our early spoilers. Be sure and come back for full weekly spoilers later this week. We have got so much to talk about. Super, super big news for Thomas. And we're going to dive into that with a special dedicated video. That's everything I have for you. If you have not, please click that subscribe button to follow us and get all your latest updates. Drop your comments. Are you excited that Thomas is back in LA? And what do you hope he does first? And yeah, come back soon. We're here talking Bold and the Beautiful 7 days a week. And as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.